Today's presentation is going to be about a program named Boots on the Ground. Boots on the Ground is a 24/7 helpline for first responders led by first responders. This agency was founded by Dave McLennan and started out in Ontario. Dave was a first responder, and around the time he came to retire, he wanted to leave a mark in the industry. As a first responder, Dave knew the struggles and how hard it was to reach out, admit, or even comprehend that one needs help. He got together a group of first responders and they decided that a confidential and anonymous helpline would be the most effective way to go about this topic. Thinking about first responder culture, being strong is what is expected, and admitting one needs help is not what they are used to. Therefore, having this helpline that they can use confidentially and anonymously will encourage them to reach out for help more and support them. The specific crisis intervention topic focused on in Boots on the Ground is peer-directed intervention. Peer-directed intervention is informal or formal support by someone in the same situation, or in this case, profession. First responders experience traumatic events almost on a daily basis, making their experiences not as relatable. It was proven that peer-directed intervention is the most effective for first responders, considering the severity of the profession. Boots on the Ground has volunteers and first responders on the other side of the helpline, and this can help make the experience of using the helpline more personalized and genuine. The first responders will feel understood when talking to someone who has been in their position before or similar to it. Peer-directed intervention is focused on guidance from peers and moral support. In this case, it is through a helpline, but it can even be used in the workforce. Since the helpline is led by first responders, peers are able to support other peers and advise them. First responders may be more comfortable confiding in a peer or someone who's in a similar situation and speaking to them about what is going on, which is why peer-directed intervention was chosen and emphasized for this helpline. What makes this program stand out is the way the support is being given through the helpline. This program was very well thought out considering key aspects of the profession, including the culture and what intervention method is most effective for first responders. It was created and is led by first responders, being the most impressive part. Since it was created by first responders, they are more knowledgeable about what other first responders would need and how to most effectively support them. In this case, they chose an anonymous helpline. As a first responder helping another, they will understand each other's struggles and be able to empathize. Since it can be hard for first responders to reach out for help, this service can make it a bit easier. Making it confidential and anonymous is also important, considering the stigma around first responders reaching out for help. Going over the effectiveness of this program, there have been thousands of calls to this helpline, some of them even being active suicide calls, proving the use of this helpline. When people need someone to talk to, this service is there at all times 24/7, which is important taking into account shift work for first responders and crisis happening at any time. The program has also expanded to Alberta as well, rather than only Ontario, proving the program's effectiveness and initiative to help as many first responders as possible. There have been many success stories all over the internet about Boots on the Ground. The most important thing to know is that this is not a solution to the first responders' issues. First responders can be going through many things, such as mental health issues and crises, which can be ongoing. It is a very useful resource and can help many people, but at the end of the day, it is not going to give anyone a solution. This program is there to have someone to talk to and provide resources, but peer-directed intervention may not be the solution, even though it is proven to be the most effective. Talking to peers who understand and have similar experiences can be very efficient, but it might not be for everyone. Boots on the Ground is a Canadian service that has supported thousands of first responders and continues to do so. It is important to know that there is always someone to talk to and provide help that one might not know they need. Programs such as Boots on the Ground should be talked about in these professions, as self-care is not always a priority and burnout is very common.